Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tower. I hope you're doing well, keeping out of mischief. My chair rolled away from the desk as soon as I clicked record. I'm like, come back, desk, come back. So hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend and all that good stuff. We went visiting and went viewing mud again. Yeah, there is literally nothing to report. Also went to see some family members. That was nice. A little kind of shindig. That was good. But yeah, overall, just we went shopping and bought nothing for Festmas. We literally went and there was nothing. It was like, I was very confused. I'm still confused. I'm just very like. And admittedly, we went to a place and I hadn't realised that there was no kind of, I love a little knick-knack shop, yeah? One of those little kind of off-the-beaten-track kind of little knick-knack kind of random kind of thing. Places like Oxford and Cambridge and there's other towns and cities that do similar things like, York and the Shambles and all that kind of stuff, yeah? You've got the main rubbish, generic. Every town has got the same kind of, almost like back in the day when there was a Woolworths. You know, everyone has got a Woolworths, yeah? But then you go down the knick-knack shop, yeah? You go down the little kind of like interesting kind of knick-knacky thing, kind of independent, nothing. There wasn't anywhere. Couldn't find one. I was like, where have you brought me? Indoors. Just like, what's going on? And everyone that, like, all the mainstream people, and nothing either. It's just generic tat. It's just plastic crap. It's just like, what's happened from last year? Last year was difficult. Don't get me wrong. It was difficult. This year, I just genuinely don't know what to do. Fun times, especially when, how long have we got left? I don't even want to look. I'm not looking. We're not looking. But anyway, I hope you had a better weekend than I did. So then, before I continue, thank you to Linda, who brought it to my attention that we had some audio technical difficulties on the last video, which is typical. Typical. Especially when we've got something new and exciting, something like that, and I forgot to click it's quite literally a tick box. I'd forgotten to do that 3 times and like different things, and it's like that's why my audio cut out. Anyway, however, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted is that I've decided to create like the Hall of Legends, okay, for lovely, beautiful boys and girls who donate kindly and lovingly to this channel, and it's very, very lovely indeed. And so I was perusing through and explaining how it worked, and you heard nothing about it, which was a very, very rude. But you saw what it was. In fact, I can show you now because I finally bloody fixed it, and So this is anyone above £100 donation. Now this person is in the donation protection program. Because they wanted to, they've been named and shamed and praised and all that kind of stuff, but then it's like, you can stop now. And it's like, okay, fine. We have now pixelated them to ensure that they're this is so stupid. That they are protected. They're in the donation protection program, and obviously, as you can see, we invested lovingly in frames, and it's very nice, and the money is going to good use, as you can see. Anyone above £50, as we've got Muttley here, equally, thank you very much indeed. I've gone back through all the donations that I've got connection to on YouTube. The problem is with YouTube is that their system is rubbish. In the back end, it is horrific. I've had to blend many things together, and I've got, this is the best I got. So I'm missing anyone, please tell me. And now the others, these lovely, beautiful people. Super Thanks Lovelies. These Super Thanks Lovelies is below the thresholds, okay? They don't get a frame that's there forever kind of thing. But it's love and affection nonetheless. And now Elizabeth, over the last couple of days, is the latest person at the top there for £10 and thank you very much indeed, Elizabeth. That's very, very kind of you. And so the newest people go on top. Okay, the newest is on top, and then Susan and Irene and so on and so forth. Now, as the new ones go on top, the ones at the bottom get pushed away. So it's basically a lovely situation where you still get praised and you're still acknowledged and loving and affection and warm fuzzy feeling and maybe snoggage with tongues if you're lucky. However, then make space for the new one on top and you just roll off. Okay, so that's basically the super thanks situation. And if you want to find the super thanks button, it's under the video. You may have to push the 3 dots, as you can see on the right hand side there, to get more options and stuff like that, depending on the device and blah 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 and things. But it looks like that. And I'm very grateful, and it's such a kind, warm, fuzzy feeling, especially with all the people signing up to the elite members side, the subscription kind of like members thing, to get extra videos on the channel, and then this on top, and it's just like phenomenal. Thank you so much indeed. It's very sexy and gorgeous, so thank you. So there you go. That's what it was supposed to sound like, and it was a lot funnier on the last one, okay? But we've missed it. It's gone forever. But... what is not gone forever, see what I did there, is the question of the day. So the question of the day is coming from Lucy. Oh no, trouble. Troublemaker. Oh dear. She is lovely. No, Lucy is lovely. She is lovely. She's into some kinky stuff. But I mean, like, overall, she is gorgeous and lovely and warm, fuzzy feeling. And she works for the NHS. She comes with uniform and she does like fondling. So, depends what you consider trouble. Depends what you consider. Now, she is asking, "Hi, Gigi." Hello, Lucy. "Please, could you..." What's wrong with your voice, Lucy? "I don't know. There we go. Please, could you please give us an update into Nigel Farage and reform?" I'd rather not go into Nigel. To be honest, I don't even have a snorkel. I'm not going to do that kind of miniature thing. What was that film from the 80s? Everything was shrinking back in the 80s, wasn't it? If you remember, apart from the shoulder pads, what I can gather, and the hairdos, it seems. Ladies, what were you thinking? But I mean, and the gents, let's be honest. But there's 2 shrinking, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But there's the one that just popped into my noggin. It's that they're in like a little vessel, and the little kind of white machine submarine thing they're in shrinks and it gets injected into, is it Martin Short? And he can hear them inside him and stuff like that. It is Martin Short one, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not doing that either. Whatever that Martin Short thing and that film, I'm not. Sorry. I love you, darling. Love you. But there has to be a line somewhere, and going into Nigel is one. She continues. "Will they form the next government? If so, when?" Cheeky. An extra one there. We're like ticking them up again. "And well. You're right there, Lucy. And will there be a coalition with the Tories if this happens? Love and sweet kisses." She doesn't say that, but we get it. All right, Lucy, thank you very much indeed. So yeah, this is kind of interesting one because it's very much looking into Nigel Farage and not from a distance, and also reform and all that kind of stuff. We haven't checked in with reform and that kind of thing for a little while, actually, especially as they're gallivanting ahead. What is going on? So can we have a check-in with reform for the greatest good for all concerned? What is going on with the government? Are they going to become the next government for the greatest good for all concerned? Blah, blah. Coalition with... Thank you. Always be appreciative. One more. Okay, one more. There we go. We're done. And we've got a footnote. That was cheeky. Very cheeky. I'm so... Cheers. I know it's early. I know, but... It's one of those days where my throat is just really weird. It's not my chakra. It's just my throat in general. It's just very. Anyway, it's winter. What do you expect? So this feels very positive. Before we even get going, before we get into coalitions and governments and stuff like that, they are very much. They're on a high, but they're not taking it. They're not making it like they know it's not a done deal, if that makes sense. Yeah, of course they're acknowledging the wins so far, but there's determination. They're not taking it. I don't want to say too seriously because that's not right. They're just not taking on their laurels. That's it. I knew there was a phrase somewhere. So here we go. Strength, very much so. Wheel of Fortune, bloody hell. How are we doing? See what I mean? Yeah, there's like good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. Strength just feels like it's more. It's not control. It's more disciplined. It's more organised. It's just getting things going. Okay, how are we doing? Brilliant. What you would expect. Messenger. Wow, we haven't seen that one for a long time. Messenger is when your spirit guides, angel team, whatever you want to call them, right? God, spirit, universe, whatever, are around them, protecting them, looking after them, making sure they're all right. You normally would see signs, symbols, to acknowledge that they're around, protecting, organising, making sure you're right, kind of lean into them if you need help, that kind of stuff. The obvious one, and I saw one today, this morning, it's literally just outside this window, which is just here. Just under a bush, it's suddenly appeared from nowhere, a very long white feather. Okay. It definitely wasn't there yesterday. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm just like protected. You're all right. It's okay. If you need us, lean into us. And remember, to lean into, they need the consent, okay? With spiritual stuff of all forms, it always is consent, intent. Okay, the intent has to be pure. It doesn't, and consent. You're asking them in. They can say we're here, but if you need them, you need to ask them in. Okay, that's why some people say I call upon so and so. To da 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 da. That's why some people, like in prayers, it's very, very simple. You've got, the famous Our Father who art in heaven, calling upon them, yeah? And then there's a bit more suck up, there's more sexy, and then thank you very much at the end. Yeah, so we've got the thank you at the end, but it's call, intent. Okay? There, beautiful. Wow. I was not expecting a double. Sorry, I leant back in my chair with amazement. This Beyond card, normally it's you're in alignment. Okay, your soul, your third eye, higher self, higher being, all in alignment. But this went down with a thud. It was like, it's a very kind of energy. It's, if you've ever seen Dogma, which is just a fabulous film, amazing film from the 90s by Kevin Smith. There's no DVD or Blu-ray of it. It's accidentally, for reasons, Hollywood reasons. Don't worry about that. To make sure that a certain person doesn't get any money. You can guess who production team it was, or no, not production team. Sorry, the funding, the studio was. All right, but the actual film you can find on YouTube in 4K. It seems the full thing, and it's got Alan Rickman in it. It's got Jay and Silent Bob, but most people wouldn't know who they are. But it's got Chris Rock in it as the 13th apostle. It's written by a Catholic guy, a comedy about, like, it's so funny. Seriously. It's got Matt Damon in it, and it's got that Ben Affleck in it as well as angels. It's seriously, go and watch it if you haven't. And it's no spoiler alert of that film. When I put this card down, the doors to the church opening at the end with the white light and stuff like that. It's that kind of energy that came through. Very kind of that's a technical term, by the way. But very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Especially with the discipline, the organised of the strength card. Wheel of Fortune, obviously, good luck, good karma, good destiny. The fact that we got the Beyond card here as well, where like they're in alignment, and it's kind of like, I don't want to say that it's like divine intervention or anything like that, but it's been acknowledged. It's being kind of, you're doing the right things kind of energy. Seal of approval in that respect. I just want to be careful because obviously it's politics and stuff like that. We don't want to, But yeah. Wow. What was I saying? Star card, divinely guided, heading in the right direction. The North Star. It bloody hell. Notice with this as well, we've only got one minor arcana. Everything else is major arcana over it. No, it's not. I take that back. So we've got one minor arcana, 3 major arcana. We've got 2 epic arcana, which is the 4 extra cards in this deck. That's what we call them. So 2 of the 4 extras are out. It's this such a kind of powerful energy about this. Going back to the doors opening, white light kind of thing. Yeah. Victory, success. Wow. Caring, mumsy card. 6 of swords. Taking a mini leap of faith. So this bit here feels like the breakthrough. This bit down here feels a bit like the next elections, which are in May. The local elections. 7 of Cups. What to do now? What to do? Like, in a positive way. That feels really positive. It's like, okay, we could do this and we could do that and we could do that. But resources. How do we do this? How do we make sure it's good? It's not just a photo opportunity. We're of service. Yeah? That kind of energy. Especially with the mumsy card there. I don't know if they're working with, because I keep seeing kind of bunk beds. I keep seeing kind of boxes of, like, cardboard boxes of food, parcels type energy. So I don't know if they're doing something for the homeless or working with the homeless. I know it's reform, but it's not normally their thing. But it's looking after the community in some way. It really does feel like mumsy, using their kind of what do they call their constituent offices? As a form of good in some, That's what it feels like there with the mumsy card. It's definitely beyond a political party. It's definitely beyond the remit of that. It's actually getting their hands dirty in some respect, looking after, taking the leap of faith, moving into calmer shores, helping out. But this here is just so... It's distracting compared to this down here with the 7 of Cups as well. What to do now? And I actually like that. And the reason why I like that is very much what we should be doing. I try to remember to do it myself, to be honest. Occasionally I forget. To take that beat, take that moment. We've done a victory. We've done an amazing thing. We've, finished coursework for the quarter or the semester. Take that beat, take that moment. Download, ground, that kind of thing. Did it go well? What do we do? Are we still in the vogue? Are we doing the thing? Blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff. Kind of, it's almost very much assessing. Did we do well? Do we need to do more? Do we need to double down to make sure it's fixed? Have we achieved our goals? That kind of reflection, kind of energy that I'm getting there. And I like that. I really like that. Because like I said, in spirituality, that's kind of part of it. After every major project and that kind of thing, just kind of take that beat, take that moment, take that to release any issues that came before while doing it. Did it work? That kind of thing. And businesses do it to some extent, but it's also a spiritual element to it as well, to actually take the time. Overarching energy. 8 of Swords. Really? What? 8 of Swords? Underlying energy. Page of Swords. This is weird. This is very weird. 8 of Swords, obviously, entrapment, that kind of thing. Imprisoned, blah, blah, blah. Page of Swords. It's almost as if they're waiting for the next kind of political BS. The next kind of attack. Which is politics, which is kind of understandable, but that's weird. This is weird, but it's almost like it's disconnected from this entirely. Almost as if these are not even reform, but that's the overarching energy to this. That's weird. Let me get the footnote that fell out. Footnote is security blanket. Ah. This is very much a finding their footing sort of, like the foundation reading of this deck. Kind of a deck? This reading. The foundation. You know what I meant. Shut up. The snapshot of now. It's very much a showing by doing kind of energy. Finding their security in some respects. Because of this, I think it's the consistency of the attacks, the kind of, and I like I said, we've said it previously on the channel. If you've got to go back 50 years to try and find something to stick on good old Nige, that kind of says something, don't you think? That you got to go back to teenage years before anything. Yeah. That just says a lot to me. I don't know. And the fact that he's been in obviously the public domain for like, what is it, 20, 30 years? And nothing else has really come up. Because they would look, especially with Brexit coming up, they would smear his name somehow, and this is the best they can do, or they haven't brought anything forward from the previous. You just see what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not trying to defend his previous actions. I'm just saying that if you've got to go that far back, kind of says something about the lad, in my humble opinion. And the fact, and this is, and I'm sure, because as the long-term viewers of this channel know, I really do try and keep out of an echo chamber as much as possible. And it does involve having to listen to some real crap, especially LBC. However, but it like to get different opinions and things like that, and but I'm sure there is a video because they're calling him racist now. Well, nothing new. I'm sure there is a video on the Reform YouTube channel where he's doing a chat. It's like 2 or 3 minutes at his humble abode in Kent. He's in the garden, clearly, or on bit of land or whatever. So what? And his next door neighbour, who's like, I think he's a famous sports guy, comes and joins him. Who just happens to be his neighbour, it seems. Who is the biggest black guy. He must have been a bot. I don't know. I don't recognise him. I didn't recognise him. But it's just very interesting that it's like, if you wouldn't even, the definition of a racist or a fascist or whatever, blah, 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 labels, blah, blah, blah. Because it's just being belittled at this point and diluted the impact of it, isn't it, really? Just used so frequently. You wouldn't live next door. You know, if you were really a racist, you just see what I mean? It's like, there are certain things just wouldn't happen. It just seemed very odd. It just seemed very odd to me. And there is the video. It's in the last couple of months. I want to say kind of like October time it came out. I can't. It was definitely a few months. A few months ago. But it just seems very odd. I'm going to go to the prediction deck now. There is. So I was reflecting to see if there's anything else. This is all sexy. This is beautiful. This is what I'm worried about. It really does worry me. I'm just trying to... I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be some sort of like investigating like the businesses he's in, or the, you know, all sorts of shenanigans like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just something to do it like that. There's because they even tried to do it, the what's his name? There was a couple of weeks ago. I noticed this as well. And this is the sort of energy I'm picking up. That's why I'm bringing this up. There wasn't it the Welsh leader guy? And was it the Welsh leader guy? There was something, maybe it was before then as well. They're constantly trying to smear the thing. There was somebody who was part of UKIP when Farage was involved. And they wanted to, they were like, why didn't you do like a, you know, investigation, this, that, and the other? Why didn't you launch an investigation now, this, that, and the other? Blah, 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 trying to pressure. And rightly so, Farage is going, so you want me to go back like 10 years or whatever it was, and launch an investigation in a party that I'm no longer connected with to get the data that you're requiring as journalists? How does that work? It's like, yeah, it don't make it, like, how would that work exactly? Because UKIP does still exist. It's that Nick fella, isn't it? But it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, go speak to UKIP to launch that. But it's very weird. So these are one more. I'm going to have one more of these and then we'll get into it. So there we go. And for the new boys and girls, we do it all raw and live and no edits because I want you to know that I'm not kind of stacking the deck or anything like that. You can see it happening, that kind of thing. So Here we go. New rules, new policies. That feels external. That feels external to try and trap. That makes sense with that. But this, it's more the new policies. Like, I suppose it'd be rules, but it just feels as if there's something to do with, I don't know, how the votes are counted in a different way. That'd be perfect for like the mayoral elections, the 2-year wait. Excuse. Oh, it's not ready yet. Blah blah. But well, you've had a year, and you're that incompetent as Labour, as leaders, that you need another 2 years, and in doing so, you'll also be changing it from first past the post, where you have lost and not doing great, to some form of proportionate kind of voting system. It's stuff like that. It's in the nitty gritty. Yeah, it's that doesn't feel good. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's unclear. 3 of Wands. Imprisoned again. They're trying to this is playing dirty. This is the changing the rules. Now it's like it's an unclear situation because the goalposts are changing. But mathematically, the usual 3 suspects, party-wise, will get a decent amount. The Messenger. Fake news. They're protected. He's protected. Yeah, that's why it kind of like water off a duck's back. It doesn't. It's like he's like Teflon. Our duck's made of Teflon. I don't know how that, but it's that kind of. It just rolls off, like we were talking about, because it's just there is no substance to it. Security blanket. But this is interesting now because I'm really interested in these 3 up here, because it's the power, the positivity that was being shone through in the first layer. The second layer is now being kind of controlled. It's trying to be, and these are all external factors so far. Beyond card, corrupt dealings. Star card. Experimental, anything will work. 6 of Wands, Shadow Ruler. So it's very much a situation where this is now kind of like external pushing in, trying to stop in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to bring my coffee over again. Cheers. But it's very clear to me that this is the reason why the positivity, the spiritual elements here have to be there to, alchemize, if you want, all this BS, basically. It is also interesting, I will say. It's very good coffee, by the way. Cheers. That the Tories are also part of this rewriting the borders or changing how voting is into anything but first past the post, or it's that kind of thing. So they're trying to trap them, as we've talked about here. The fact it's come up twice, I'm glad it's like acknowledgement that we were on the right page there. The unknown of the moon in the darkness kind of thing, purposely cutting them out, it also feels like, because they got no lords, did they? That kind of energy. purposely cutting them out, purposely not inviting them to things, purposely kind of like, it's almost like kind of like a leper. Reformer lepers. We keep away from them. We don't talk to them. We don't do that, especially with the three main parties are here. Definitely them. So it's interesting that the victories here, the shadow rulers, this is, I feel very much like the civil servants are also now kind of breaking their oaths and stuff like that. They're not independent now. They're purposely trying to prevent anything from happening. Very similar to France, I would say. Rightly or wrongly with Le Pen and stuff like that. Purposely taking her to court, banning her for a certain amount of time to make sure that she can't stand in the next general election and all that kind of stuff. All that rubbish. Rightly or wrongly, that's not democracy. Yeah? So it's that sort of energy, working the system against them. How it was not intended. That kind of energy there. Queen of Pentacles. Worldwide. Everyone's going to be able to see it. Six of Swords. Duties keep quiet. And Seven of Cups. Resigns, leaves office. This is weird down here again. Overarching energy. The water's rising. Assistance, help. Okay. So isn't it I would say this now. It's amazing to me how normal Joe blogs, and I don't mean this in a patronizing way, hasn't worked out the reason why or questioned, well, if it's democracy and people want reform, why are you preventing them from not having a voice, a say, elections, that kind of thing? Yeah? Because I want to tear down what's been built over the last 20 years is basically it. Same as Trumpy Trump, same as Argentina guy with the chainsaw. Can't remember his name. I wish I remembered his name. With his fabulous kind of hairdo, got a bow. It's like, but it's like Nutty Professor style in it. It's just like amazing. It's the way it should be. All academics need to look like that with a bow tie. A cross between Matt Smith, Doctor Who, and Doc Brown from and Einstein from Back to the Future. That's what they need to do. There's that blend there. Anyway. You know what? I've just found my new look. That's it. That's what I'm going to be doing. So, the best way I can call it is empathy. Or empathy. Why did I say that wrong? This caring for the community, actually boots on the ground kind of energy, working, supporting. It doesn't matter if you vote for us or not. We're here to help you kind of thing. Cuts through. Yeah? There is something there that clearly everyone sees it. And it's not just a photo opportunity. It's meant to be. It's the way it's supposed to be. It's like there's meaning there. On the other side here, Six of Swords, duties keep quiet, is continuing on with this experiment to try and keep them out and that kind of thing. This kind of evil, heavy energy that I'm getting from all of this. So this kind of keeping quiet, moving on to calmer shores, it's almost like not calling this out just yet. This resign is not reform. This resign feels like Starry Starmer Labour generally. Okay? Especially with the Seven of Cups here. How do we take this to the next level? How do we expand? How do we do that kind of thing? So it's interesting that they're trying to be trapped in every or they're trying to trap them in all directions. The only time that Conservatives and Tories have turned up are pretty much over here with Labour and Lib Dems, because they're all basically progressive at this point. Yeah. Sorry, I'm leaning back to make sure that we've got everything before we move on to the next stage. The outcome. So, oh, hello. Knocking things left, right, and centre. So, So can we have an outcome to this reading, please? An outcome to this reading. It's very interesting that it's like a maths situation. I've said this several times previously in other readings, just to help illustrate for you. But none of these are the same level as the major arcana, epic arcana that we had. You know, it's like, for example, tit for tat, fake news cannot trump the messenger, protection, safety blanket. Yeah, it's just gossip at this point. It can't defeat the messenger. It's that kind of energy. It's like corrupt dealings, which is very much up here. The triangulation is very like everyone knows they shouldn't be doing it, but we're trying to protect the country and we're trying to do this and keep our jobs and blah blah blah, and excuses and reasons and stuff. That can't trump the light of the beyond, the beyond card, the like working the light, as it were. The darkness, it doesn't trump it. You can't extinguish the light. It's not enough. Excuse me. Yeah, it just seems very balmy, this reading. That all of this going on, and it's just not enough. You can't meet the same threshold or exceed it, if you get me. To overpower it, you just can't do it. So, 2 more. Okay, 1, 2. There we go. Yeah, it just seems very. So I'm tapping it. It shows how desperate they are. Let's be honest. But it just seems very. It's just stupid. I'm sorry, but it just seems so stupid that, like, the shadow rulers, right? Victory, success. But they're trying, but they can't beat the victories. They can't beat the wins for reform and good old Nige. Yeah, they can't do it. So why? So why muddy, dirty your hands type thing? That's me confusing. Like, that's why. You know you can't beat them, but you do it anyway. It's like, why? The experiment or test, try and do multiple different things. The experiment or test can no way be the star divinely guided, heading the North Star, heading in the right direction. Yeah. What are you going to do? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like do I say it or not? Oh, excuse me. The wind was up over the weekend, and I'm really caught it a bit. Screw it. It's literally madness. It's quite literally bedlam. It's like, it's so stupid, so idiotic, so just maddening. It's just so that, like, it's almost like sit down, shut up. It's like, do your bloody job, any of that. But it's not even enough. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's not even going to move the dial. It's not going to squash the divide. I'm just, they're just Muppets. Why? Oh, sorry. Here we go. Outcome. Sorry, that's what you're here for. Outcome. I'm still just baffled, I suppose, with all of this. Strength card again. Do you see what I mean? You see what I mean? It's like, not only is it in the same sodding place, but we've now got strength double time. They're doubling down on the discipline and the organisation and all, Do you see what I'm... It's like... Read the sodding room, lads and ladies. But, I mean, come on. This is why I'm so kind of like... At what point? It's like, who are you actually then doing it for? Yeah? That's the other part of this. It's like, if like Parliament is sovereign and, democracy and blah, blah, blah and reasons and stuff, then who are you doing it for? Because they've been in the, 30%-ish of bouncing around there for how many months now? A year at this point, is it? It's like, you've failed how many times and you're still trying. It's like, I'm sorry. It's just like, especially with this and this card. Sorry, these two cards are really annoying me. It's like, it's so underhanded, whatever they're plotting and planning, that it's criminal, basically. It's like, should be investigated, should be taken to court. It's that sort of thing, especially the roles they hold. Right? Mood unclear. Knight of Cups. That is the team up with Tories. Okay. There you go, Lucy, my darling. There it is. Traditions. Lovely. Fake news, heartbreak. Okay. There is something there we may need to dinky deck on. Feels very much like a sabotage. Some sort of... But it's fake. Yeah, anyway. Corrupt dealings. Divinely guided. How many times? It's like... I hate to say I told you so. But that feels like a court case, to be honest with you. The experiment test, determination with the chariot, Knight of Wands, ideas, concepts, passionately putting the action in. Worldwide, wish coming true. Duties, keeping clear. Taking charge. I haven't said it for a very long time. I love the Queen of Wands. You know why? She's sitting there with her legs wide open and she don't care. I'm sitting comfortably. I'm not sitting like a queen. I'm going to sit there very comfortably, maybe with a cushion, but I don't care. Love it. Love it. Just like her own lady. Brilliant. Resigns. Happy, joy. Right. Beautiful. So this is putting the action in with this determination, going the right direction. The taking charge, that's lovely, and that kind of thing. This is, I've for some reason down here, just an example. I know waffling, blah, 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 I get it. But it's fascinating to me that there's the media and all that keep slagging off the very little that supposedly reform councillors and stuff and councils have been doing. And as if it's a bad thing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I think I was reading the other day that the Derbyshire Council, I think it was, Reform, have pretty much filled in every pothole in their county. There's like a handful left, and they were just like, yeah, it was at like 200,000 or whatever. It was like pretty high up, and we're now down to like 2,000. We're almost finished. You know, we're almost done, lads, kind of thing. And the other thing there is, like, none of them have gone bankrupt, from my understanding. None of them, like, unlike Labour, I don't think Tories would, but Labour councillors and councils, especially Birmingham, going effectively bankrupt. How, like, so many of them are going. And yet, Reform had the problems. Ooh, once again, do you see what I'm saying? Sleepless nights, that kind of stuff. The overarching energy is weird. We're going to have a look into the four of Pentacles again, right? There is just some form of... It's almost like it's almost like mental abuse. Like actual bullying kind of energy throughout this. Especially the gossip section. Where it's, well, I don't know, it's just... it's just crazy. Very odd. So can one more. Clarify the Three of Swords, please. Yeah, one more. Okay. Okay. So 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Wheel of Fortune. Out in the court. Please say this is a court case, because it feels like a court. Shut up. Shut up. Sit down. Shut up. Look at that. Beautifulness. Beautifulness. Underlying energy. Four of Swords. Calm the F down. Chill out. This heartbreak here very much feels like the Ten of Pentacles very much does feel like a payout of some description. The Five of Pentacles doesn't feel like it's reform. It does feel like it's the other party of this court case. That's why I was like, please say this is a court case. Because that's the other party being rejected, having to pay out. Wheel of Fortune, upright. That definitely does feel upright, it's amazing. And I said this before, but it's just so, the fact that we've got the Strength card 3 times. We've got building bridges from the Tories here, trying to which is trouble, because obviously they've been part of this new policies, new ways, writing them out, and that kind of stuff, because they're the old guard. They're part of that ilk. I like the Six of Cups as well. Much more traditional way of doing things. Kind of the last 20 years is just a dream, a nightmare. We're going to revert back to how it used to be. That's amazing to think there's going to be, there's more than one generation, but like my generation still don't know how it used to be. We've just heard stories about it. Yeah, and now it's suddenly going to snap, and it's like, okay. So when you say we've got freedoms, what does that mean? What? Can you explain that to us, please? We met Erin Dawes' nan for a little bit of a lunch and hang out the other day. She almost started telling stories, and I told you, she just after, I was like, because obviously they've moved up north and stuff, and they're still working out stuff and blah blah blah. She thinks she's found like a new WI to join and that kind of thing and stuff like that. And as soon as she said like that, and I was like, oh, I was just saying to a few friends of mine about, I love hanging out with you because over New Year's, because we were talking about that as well. Because there's always a cafe moment where we're like sitting there, we're eating cake or something, and then out the blue, complete out the blue, left field, suddenly there's this story that you could never get away with now. And it's like, oh, you rebel. Oh, it's brilliant. And she started telling us one last night over lunch dinner thing. And I'm like, no, save it for New Year's. Don't tell us now. And she goes, well, I'm sure we could speak about another thing. Oh, I love it. Oh, she's such a beautiful lady. Anyway. So, yeah, this is good. There's going to be, I don't want to say heartbreak because obviously the Three of Swords there, but it feels more like betrayal energy than kind of like a. But as they're going to win that betrayal, toil and labour, occupation, bad health, false persons, calling them out, unexpected income. Thoughts? There's labour for you. Still at the moment, main female holding the rose. Notice that the actual readings themselves is the tit for tat between reform, tit for tat, reform's response. Okay. But pretty much most things around the reading are is the other person, the damage that's being caused to the other person because they're on the wrong side of history. Does that make sense? So sleepless nights, that's kind of Labour, Tory, blah, blah, blah. Trying to entrap them, that's like outsiders trying to trap them, yeah? Thoughts, outsiders, what on earth are we going to do with good old Nige and reform? Yeah? Unexpected income, we've talked about that up here with Ten of Pentacles. The false person, that's pretty much everyone right now. All sides of, like, who thought, right, seriously, okay. We'll start with positive and then we'll finish off, right? Positive. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that we have two prominent professional homosexual people in politics? Leader of the Greens, or one of the leaders of the Greens, and West Streeting, and no one gives a crap. Yeah? Isn't that amazing? How wonderful this country really is, okay? That's a positive. However, isn't it odd that Zach, Titty Whisperer, as we like to call him, being a professional homosexual, fair enough, his real name is Dave, and no one cares. Like, why have you changed your name to Zach? Yeah. It makes no sense. Because it's come out and everything, and everyone knows it's Dave. You're like, Dave. And it's like, his last name's not Polanski either. It's something entirely different. It's like very British, kind of, if I remember correctly. If you know it, put it in the comments down below. But it's like, what are you trying to achieve to make it sound like it's kind of Eastern European, kind of like this, that, and the other? Do you know what I mean? It's like, what is going on? If you can't even get your name right, what else have you got wrong? You know, it's like, it's that kind of thing. It's very odd. I can't put my finger on what's wrong, but that's what I'm thinking right now. It's very odd. But anyway, they're trying to put the work in. We've talked about that. They're in pressure. They're being exposed as false people. Oh my God, I'm just so stupid. Remember, it was fake news, false person, fake news, false person. There we go. Whatever this whistleblower is, whatever this kind of thing, exposed. They're thrown out in the cold. It still doesn't work. Why? Why doesn't it work? It's because there is definite kind of like a spiritual kind of holier than thou kind of energy around it. Not that crap don't stink, but they're tapping into divinely guided. They're heading towards what is necessary. Yeah, it's that kind of energy. And that's amazing. So we'll finish off. We'll move this to there. All right. It's all going to work out fine. But these attacks are going to get worse and worse and worse to the point where they break the law. And then it's craziness. So we'll leave it here for now. If you enjoyed this reading, please tell me you like. And if you get the option to hype, please do. That'd be very lovely indeed. Very, very nice and stuff. If you haven't already, please subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell. Come and join the Greatest Good Village, because it takes a village to support everybody, and that is what we do. If you've been reading along or you've got suggestions for future readings and stuff like that, comment down below. That'd be very, very nice. An upvote of the ones that you would like to see yourself. That'd be very helpful as well. It's very slow news, apart from the obvious. And so far, and it's purposeful, so far we have been able to blissfully ignore the blatantly obvious. And that is something that I think is necessary right now. Because we need the hope instead of the baggage. All right? So, anyway, until next time, before we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, and I definitely mean this, and this is why we say it at the end of every video. Take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.